The clerk will unlock the machine and take the roll. Members will record their presence by pressing the green button. Has every member recorded their presence? Clerk, lock the machine. We have 70 members present. There is a quorum. All rise for the invocation to be delivered by Representative Williams, who will also lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Representative Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Dear Lord, guide us in our deliberations this day and all days of this session. Help us to always be fair and respectful to all those who demand our attention and our resources. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance.
Is there any objection to the approval of the journal of the previous day? Hearing none, so ordered. The next order of business is communications. Clerk, please read.
Representative Daniel McCannon is unable to attend session today, Wednesday, January 11th, 2017. Representative Stephen Yucci, unable to attend session today. Speaker Nicholas Mattiello announces the following appointments. Representative John Philippe Barros, Deputy Majority Leader. Representative John Edwards, House Finance Committee. Representative Patricia Serpa, Vice Finance Committee. Representative John Philippe Barros, Finance Subcommittee on Education. And Representative Patricia Serpa, Vice Finance Subcommittee on Education.
Thank you, Clerk. The next order of business is new business. Any new business out there? Representative Corvesi with new business. Leader Shikachi with new business. Representative Carson with new business. Representative Knight with new business. Representative Perez with new business. Representative McEntee with new business. Representative Diaz with new business. Any other new business? Announcements and introductions. Announcements and introductions. Representative Gia Russo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ladies and gentlemen of the House, I have an introduction.
Proceed.
Thank you. With us today, we have some really talented students from Our Lady of Mercy School in East Greenwich. And they did a little tour to see how the State House operates. And they're competing in the first Lego League robotics competition. Parrot Protection is their project. So for the students, have Margaret Cooney, Ella Reichard, Isabel Crescenzi, and Iris Weiss, and along with them are their family members, Kathy and Kevin Cooney, Mary Ann Cooney, Nicole Reichard, and Danielle Menard. Welcome to the House of Representatives.
Representative O'Grady.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have a resolution for immediate consideration with the approval of the majority and minority leaders that I'd like to introduce at this time.
Send it up, please.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, the state of Rhode Island and the town of Lincoln are mourning the passing of Mr. Albert Kleiberg today. He was a long-time advocate for historic preservation in this state, having served for 30 years as the head of the Rhode Island Historic Society and many other worthy institutions. I would like this read and left on the desk for additional signatures, please. Thank you.
Representative Tobon.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Announcement.
Proceed.
Mr. Speaker, I wanted to take the time today and acknowledge a very important person in the Latino community who, beginning January 17th, is going to join President Sanchez's team at Rhode Island College, and she's going to start a new position, the Associate Vice President for Community, Equity, and Diversity. It's a woman who is the chairwoman of the Central Falls Board of Trustees and has taken them through the tough times, and now we're seeing the gains that they've had. She's came out of the Rhode Island Foundation. She was most recently with Roger Williams University at the Latino Policy Institute. And on January 17th, Anacaona Morales will begin in this new position. So I just want to congratulate her, thank President Sanchez for taking this bold step, and hope to see that the contribution to the people of Rhode Island in her new capacity. Thank you, and Tia, congratulations.
Representative O'Grady moves House Resolution expressing sincere condolences on the passing of Albert T. Kleiberg. It is seconded by Representative Costantino and Representative Ackerman. All in favor, aye. All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. That's also seconded by Representative Phillips and Representative Agello. Clerk, please read and leave on the desk for signatures.
House Resolution expressing sincere condolences on the passing of Albert T. Kleiberg. Whereas it is with the utmost sadness this House has learned of the passing of Albert T. Kleiberg, a beloved husband and father, a prolific teacher, researcher, and renowned Rhode Island historian, and the former executive director of the Rhode Island Historical Society. Whereas Mr. Kleiberg was born in 1940. Upon completion of his doctoral degree from the University of Michigan, he moved to Rhode Island, eventually making his home in Lincoln. He was the devoted husband of Beverly Kleiberg and the cherished father of 2 children. And whereas for 30 years, Al Kleiberg was the director of the Rhode Island Historical Society. During his tenure, the organization underwent rapid expansion, growing to include the Robinson Research Center, the Aldrich House on Providence's East Side, and the Museum of Work and Culture in Woonsocket. And whereas Albert Kleiberg's panoply of contributions to this state included serving on the Rhode Island Bicentennial Commission, teaching courses at the University of Rhode Island College, Providence College, and Bryant University, and serving as the managing developer of the Museum of Work and Culture in Woonsocket. In addition, he was an incorporator of the Rhode Island Black Heritage Society, serving on many local boards, including the Rhode Island Council for the Humanities, and was the author of several influential books and articles about Rhode Island. And whereas eminently respected and widely admired, Mr. Kleiberg received a presidential appointment to the National Museum Services Board in 1981. And in 1986, he received a Doctor of Humane Letters degree from Rhode Island College. In 2003, he became the second recipient of the Tom Roberts Prize for Creative Achievement in the Humanities. And in 2014, he was inducted into the Rhode Island Heritage Hall of Fame. And whereas Al Kleiberg's 30 years as director of the Rhode Island Historical Society and his 35-year crusade to bring the story of Rhode Island's heritage to the people of Rhode Island through a foundation that he was a leader in creating are wholeheartedly commendable, but they are only a small portion of a life that included myriad service to others and was aptly summed up by a colleague who stated, "There are people in this world who change the way we think about a place. Al Kleiberg was one of those people." Now, therefore, be it resolved, this House of Representatives of the State of Rhode Island and Providence Plantations hereby expresses our deepest sympathies on the passing of Albert T. Kleiberg. There's no doubt that this brilliant and steadfast gentleman left Rhode Island in a far better place because of his life's endeavors and was an inspiration to us all. Be it further resolved, the Secretary of State be and hereby is authorized and directed to transmit a duly certified copy of this resolution to Mrs. Beverly Kleiberg and family.
Thank you, Clerk. Representative Corvesi.
Thank you. Request for adjournment, Mr. Speaker?
Proceed.
I'd like to adjourn today in memory of Eleanor Palantonio. Eleanor Palantonio's family and I grew up together in the Maryville section of North Providence. I've known the Palantonios all my life. She is the mother of Anthony Palantonio, who works in House Policy and is the clerk for Rules. The ceremony, the arrangements are private, but I thought it was important to mention that today, but also to express my sympathy. She was a wonderful person. I spent a lot of time in that house as a kid, and I wanted to give the respects of the house to her sons, Joseph and Anthony, and daughter Jacqueline, and their grandchildren and great-grandchildren. Thank you.
We certainly will, Representative. We'll keep them in our thoughts and prayers. Thank you. Representative Morin.
Thank you, Speaker. Can we go back to new business?
We can. Representative Morin with new business. Representative Hull with new business. Any other new business? Representative Lancia with new business. Representative Diaz with new business. Any other new business? Deputy Speaker Lima.
Announcement, Mr. Speaker.
Proceed.
Thank you. I want to remind the members that the Rhode Island Association of Nurse Anesthetists are having their annual legislative reception at the Marriott on 1 Orm Street in Providence in the Marquee Room, Wednesday, January 11th from 5 to 8. Thank you.
Thank you. Leader Shikachi.
Announcement, Mr. Speaker.
Proceed.
Ladies and gentlemen of the House, I'd just like to remind you once again that the photographer is in the House lounge. He's taking pictures for anybody who would like a do-over from opening day or an additional photo, and he does a very good job, so just a reminder to everybody. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Leader. Representative McLaughlin. Representative McLaughlin.
Sorry, Speaker. No.
Okay. Representative McLaughlin passes. Any other announcements or introductions? Representative Casey.
Thank you, Speaker. Can we go back to new business, please?
We can. Representative Casey with new business. Any other new business out there? Representative Blazewski with new business. Any other new business? This will be last call. Any other new business? Representative Corvesi with additional new business. Any other new business? Representative Gia Russo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. A request for adjournment?
Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ladies and gentlemen of the House, I ask that we adjourn today in memory of Catherine Ann Wilkinson. Mrs. Wilkinson is a loving mother, wife, and a friend to many in our community. They say that children are the embodiment of a parent's love. Mrs. Wilkinson deeply loved her 3 children, Christine, Bob, and Matt, and she worked tirelessly to provide for them. So they themselves have done their mother proud. With their daughter, Christine King, she's the president of Interfaith Counseling Center, which mainly provides counseling services to the uninsured and underinsured in our state. Her son, Matt Plain, is a dedicated public servant in East Greenwich. He serves on a school committee. And many of us in this room, we have spoken to her other son, Bob Plain, who's the owner and editor of Rhode Island Future. She also leaves her husband, Donald, and her stepchildren, Christina Traynor and James Wilkinson. Mrs. Wilkinson will be deeply missed by her husband, her children, her grandchildren, her stepchildren, and her friends. And I ask that the House extend our condolences to the family. Thank you.
We certainly will, Representative. Thank you. Any other announcements or introductions? Is there any objection to transmitting all matters on the clerk's desk to Her Excellency the Governor, the Honorable Senate, or the Secretary of State forthwith? Hearing none, so ordered. Leader Shikachi moves that the House adjourn in memory of Albert T. Kleiberg, Eleanor Palantonio, and Catherine Ann Wilkinson. The motion is seconded by Leader Morgan. All those in favor, please stand for a moment of silence. The House stands adjourned.